Hi yogis, welcome to your practice today. So start in a comfortable seat, so you can either sit easy cross legs, you can sit Japanese style with your bottom on your heels. If you've got a bolster and you need a little bit of harder support through your hips, please grab a cushion or a bolster and you can sit on that. Allow your spine to lengthen, let the heaviness of your hips soften to the floor. And then take one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Just allow yourself to breathe big into those energy centers to start. These are two centers or feeling centers in our body where we do feel intensely and strongly. The heart, of course, being the center of love, of empathy, compassion. And the belly or the power center giving us our drive, our purpose. There are also areas that we can really armor up or guard, put barriers up to feeling against the world. See if as you can breathe today, just let those centers soften. Like there's an acceptance and a surrender into those spaces. As you inhale, feel the space beneath your hands. And as you exhale, let there be a softening. As we feel into this space, into these energy centers, there's this sense of a rich tapestry of story, of energy, something that's so much more than just our physical, something that holds us. And this is even here if we feel scared or if we feel shame. We have things in life that aren't flowing or things aren't going how we would like them to. We can give ourselves permission to stop and to reconnect or return to this sense and this knowing that we're held by something greater. All of us come from a long line of ancestors who've paved the way for us. And in many ways, they still carry us, whether we know their stories or not. Breathe big into the acceptance of that. This energy of being held, supported, loved. Couple more breaths here. Bring your hands to your heart and prayer namaskar. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, interlock the fingers, press away, round through the spine. Inhale, press to the sky. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Inhale, turn to the right, lift and lengthen up. And then exhale, just really gently start to twist. So keeping in mind, we're only warming up, not coming to maximum. And then next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, interlock the fingers, press the palms away. Inhale, reach to the ceiling. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Inhale, turning the opposite direction, sitting up tall. Exhale, gently twisting. Inhale, come back to center. A couple more rounds like that. Exhale, press the palms away, round the back. Inhale, lift up, extend to the sky. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Inhale, twist, get long through the spine. Exhale, gently turning through the chest. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, press away. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, twist, get long through the spine. Exhale, gently turning through the chest. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, soften, let the shoulders melt down. Inhale, turn your chest to your right knee. Lift and lengthen up as tall as you can, and then walk your fingers out, lengthening out and over that knee. Allow yourself to stay heavy in your hips. Let the neck hang. Inhale, walk your fingers back. Reach across your body, grab the outer thigh. Inhale, lift the opposite hands to the sky, and then reach over towards your left knee. So keep lifting through the heart, like you're trying to get longer through both sides of the waist. Inhale, lift and lengthen back up. And then just swap the cross of your legs. Turn your chest to the opposite knee. Again, get tall, lift and lengthen, and then walk yourself out over that knee. Just staying heavy in the hips, letting gravity allow you to surrender into the floor. And then next inhale, walking your fingertips back and reaching across the body for the outer thigh. Get long through that left side and reach over to the right. So again, keeping the heart open long through both sides of the waist. Next inhale, lift and lengthen up. And then gently release and make your way onto all fours. So wrists stacked under shoulders, knees stacked under hips. And to start with, let yourself move instinctively. So I always feel like I want to snake my spine, take my hips back towards my heels. So let yourself connect to that inner fluidity. Whatever it is, it will give you that sense of more space and freedom in your body. For you, it might even be a couple of rounds of cat-cow. Whatever it is you need, take that time and the space to feel and use your senses and your intuition to know your own body. And make your way back to center. Check that there's a little bit of engagement through your belly, so you're not letting yourself kind of flop down. It's a gentle draw of the belly button to the spine. And extend the left leg straight out behind you and reach the right fingertips straight out in front. We're keeping the hips square, the back toes are pointing down, the outer left hip is rolling to the floor. Inhale, get longer. And then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl in. Couple more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Reach one more time, get really long. And then gently release. Shake it out if you need to in between. And then come straight to the second side. So right leg, extend straight out behind you, toes pointing to the floor. Left fingertips reach. So again, really long. Use the belly. Inhale. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw in. One more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach, get really long. And then once again, release. Shake it out if you need. And then make your way into downward facing dog. Take a few moments of stillness. Let your awareness come to the heart. And think of this in a three-dimensional way. So often when we take our awareness, we always go to the front of the body. See if you can notice that space behind the heart, to the sides. It's like this big ball of energy that extends multi-dimensionally through your body. Extend the sternum towards the fingertips as you press even more firmly into your hand. And then super slow, walk your fingertips back to your feet, coming into Uttanasana at the back of your yoga mat. Letting the top of the head hang, a little bend in your knees, especially if you tighten your hamstrings. I certainly am this morning. And then step your left foot across your right. Line up your heels and your little toes as best you can, and then again fold. Last of your hair to shake, yes and no. Check the back of the neck long and released. And come back to center and take it to the other side. So right foot across the left. Lining up heels and little toes best you can. Top of the head lengthens to the floor. Inhale, come back to center. Firm the legs to press into the feet, draw the kneecaps up, bring the hands to the hips, and then inhale, press down to come up with a long spine. Make your way to the top of your yoga mat. Bring the hands to the heart. Once again, give yourself a few moments of softening into the knowing that you're supported by something bigger than yourself, something that's more than physical. Gently blink your eyes to open. Inhale and take the palms wide. Exhale, fold fingertips to the earth. Inhale, heart presses forward. Exhale, step the left foot to the back of the mat. Back knee comes down. And just to start with, let the hips soften evenly towards the floor. Already you might start to feel a little bit of a stretch through this front hip flexor. You might even feel a little bit in your right hip, just depends where you're feeling tighter today. And release the top of the back foot. Press down firmly to lift up, low lunge. So the firm press into the feet keeps the lower back supported. And then reach right fingertips to the left hamstring, just really gently leaning over to the right. Keep the outer hips hugging in. Deepening that stretch to the psoas and the hip flexors. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take the hands inside that front foot and come into lizard. So you might feel really tight and stay on your hand. You might be able to even come down to your forearms. Keep softening that space behind your heart. You might use a block if you've got one hand here to give you a little bit of height. Keep a little bit of containment in the outer hip. We don't want it just kind of flopping or collapsing out. So we keep drawing that right thigh into the hip socket as we soften the hips and the heart towards the floor. Inhale, take weight into the hands. And right hand is going to reach back for the left foot. Gently drawing heel towards outer hip. Curling the chest open. Keep the lower belly switched on. And we are going to do 2 rounds like this, so we'll have the opportunity to go a little deeper next round. And then gently release. Step back to plank. Couple of breaths here. So buoyant through the belly, heart extending forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Inhale. Bhujangasana. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Again, really take your awareness to your heart center. Keep extending the heart towards the fingertips, like you're getting longer. Inhale. The left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Bring the right knee to the floor. And then once again, just let the hips soften evenly towards the floor. Release the top of the foot. Firm press down to lift up. And this time, left hand reaches for the right hamstring. So again, outer hips hugging, lift up through the belly. Gentle lean to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Hands inside that front leg, coming into lizard. So you can stay on your hands. You might be able to come a little lower. Take weight into your hands. This time it'll be left hand reaching back for the right foot. And if this is enough for you, stay there. If you can bring your foot to the hand, go for it. Start to draw the heel towards the outer hip as you curl the chest open. Let's do a little bit of action in the belly here. Make sure your lower back's supported. As I said, we'll have the opportunity to go a little deeper next round. Gently release. Step to the top of your yoga mat. Inhale, heart presses forward. Exhale, fold. Press down, inhale, come all the way out. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, float fingers to the earth. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, this time step the right foot to the back of the mat first. Back knee comes down, again to that softening of the hips, evenly to the floor. Press down to lift up, coming into that low lunge. Left fingers reach towards that right hamstring. So there's that containment as we hug to the midline and then gently lean to the left. Anything like me, you'll get a really nice deep stretch through all the hip flexors, that opening through the front of the body. It feels really beautiful. We don't get many opportunities in our life to open our body in this direction. It's really nice to be deliberate and do it in our yoga practice. Inhale, come back to center. Get hands inside that front foot. If you want to work a little more strongly through the back leg, turn up the toes, make that leg really strong, and then again, come to whatever's accessible. So you might stay on your hands, you might be able to come to your forearm. If you're halfway in between, you might use a block. And then once you've made the shape, use your breath to keep your composure. And gently release the back knee. Once again, come onto the fingertips. Left hand reaches back for that right foot. Again, you might simply reach. If it's accessible, you can grab the foot. If that feels pretty comfortable, you can even come down to your forearm. Start to roll that front leg out as you curl and open through the heart. Again, a little bit of action in the lower belly, support the lower back. And then press the foot into the hand, hand into the foot so you get this circle and rebound of energy. Feels so good. Gently release, no slingshotting of body parts. Step back to plank. Seeing if you can keep your hips as even as you can as you do that. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press into the tops of the feet as you curl up. And exhale back, downward facing dog. A couple of breaths here. Feel free to move as you need to. If you feel like you need to walk out your legs a little bit, go for it. Sometimes it feels nice to kind of rock your hips side to side. If stillness is what you're craving today, allow yourself some stillness. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, back knee comes down. Again, let the hips soften evenly to the floor. Second side. And press into the top of that back foot to lengthen up. Right fingertips reach for that left hamstring. Again, hug to the midline as you lean to the right. Inhale, come back to center, hands inside that front foot. If you took it on the first side, make that back leg strong. So strong enough nearly that someone could come and sit on it. And then coming to whatever is accessible for your hands. You might be on fingertips, you might be on your forearms. Keep breathing into the heart, working to soften the space behind the heart. So working to soften between my shoulder blades. And release that back knee. Come back to the fingertips, the right hand reaches back with the left foot. So again, you just take a variation that suits your body today. So if it's accessible and you want to come a bit deeper, come to your forearm, you can roll the outer edge of that back foot. And start to curl the chest open, pressing foot into the hand, hand into the foot. Keeping your breath big and deep and even. Using your breath as a vehicle to draw prana and energy into your body. It's one of the reasons why when we finish a yoga practice, we always feel so good, so energized. Again, gently release. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press down, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, float, fingers to the earth. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, step the left foot to the back of the mat. Press down and bring you up to warrior two. So take a couple of breaths here. Make any little adjustments you need to. I always like to have my back toes tightly turned in. Gives me more space in my lower back and my hips. A little bit of action in this front hamstring. Shoulders are soft. Strong press into all four corners of the feet. And bring the forearm to the thigh. Top hand reaches to the sky, take the palm away, wrap it around your body. Grab either a piece of clothing. You might be able to grab your upper inner thigh. If that's enough, stay there. If you can, extend right hand straight out. Really got to work through the legs here. And press down, float back, warrior two, and then exhale, windmill the hands. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower either all the way to the floor or halfway, chaturanga. Inhale. Upward facing dog or bhujangasana, cobra. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Second side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale. Draw it in, step it between the hands. Press down and windmill up. Warrior two. So again, make those little adjustments. Tune into the details of your own body. Strong press into all four corners of the feet. There's a bit of engagement in this front hamstring. Shoulders are soft. And bring the forearm to the thigh. Bring into a variation of side angle pose. Reach top fingers to the sky, turn the palm away, and then reach back around behind you, grabbing whatever's accessible. So you might just simply place your hand on your back. You might be able to grab a piece of t-shirt or jumper. Again, if that's enough, stay there, really firm into the legs. Tailbone lengthens towards your heel. Top of the head lengthens to the fingertips. If it's accessible for you, you can reach. Gently unwind, float back to warrior two. And then exhale, release. Step back. From your choice here, your choice whether you take the vinyasa or whether you come straight back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, draw it in, step it through, and windmill up, warrior two. Same little details, strong press into the earth with your feet. Always think about my tailbone lengthening down, the lift and lengthen through the soft palate. Really long and spacious in the spine. Inhale, press the front leg to straight. Lean into the fingertips and come into Trikonasana. If you need a little bit more height here, do use a block. Place it behind that ankle. Give you a little bit more space. So we want this pose to feel spacious and free. We can really lean the upper body back so the shoulder blades stack. Heart lifting, drawing to the sky. You want that little bit of extra stretch. Turn the top palm to the ear and reach to the top of your yoga mat. Inhale, bring your gaze to the floor. Bend that front knee, step back. Again, your choice, vinyasa or downward facing dog. Second side, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, draw it in, step it through. We move up, warrior two. Revisit those little details, and once you've made the shape, make that deliberate, I suppose, action or sense to connect back to your breath. Using your breath to make the pose really come alive. Inhale, press that front leg straight, lean into the fingertips. Zoom into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So again, using as much height as you need. You can grab a block, or it can even be a book or whatever you've got at home. Legs stay strong, lower belly keeps drawing and lengthening up towards the heart. Long through the back of the neck. Again, you feel that little bit of extra stretch, turn the palm to the ear, reach to the front of the room. Keep the heart opening to the sky. Inhale, gaze to the floor, bend that front knee, step back, vinyasa or downward facing dog. At the end of an exhale, lift your gaze, step or float to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press down, inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, back to the heart. Couple of breaths here. So hopefully now starting to feel a bit of warmth in the body, a bit of blood flow, a bit of heat, a bit of prana moving. So coming back to that initial intention, that energy, that we're all held, supported and loved. But something bigger, there's a bigger support network for all of us. Like we're held in a bigger matrix of all existence. Release the hands and take weight into the right leg. Coming into Garudasana, eagle pose. So take the left leg, wrap it over and around the right. I just change position so you guys can see. If you are really wobbly today, you can just pop your toes across your right foot. If it's accessible, you can wrap this top leg all the way around. Take the right arm over and around so it's the opposite arm to leg sits on top. Then we're going to sit as we lift the elbows. Try to keep elbows and knees in line. A little bit of action in the lower belly to keep you stable. And the next inhale, press down, lift up, shake it out if you need to. And then come to the second side. So taking weight into the left foot, little bend in the knee. And then wrap it over and around as best you can. This time, it'll be the left arm that comes over and around, as long as it's the opposite to leg. And again, sit as deep as you can, lift the elbows, get that really nice stretch through the traps. Elbows and knees aligned as best you can. And very gently unwind. Give yourself a little shake out if you need. Find that pose really creates a bit of heat in my body. And then return to the top of your yoga mat. Bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, take the palms wide. Exhale, fold fingers to the earth. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, sit the left foot to the back of the mat. Press down and windmill up. Warrior two. If you've been here before, this feels familiar now. From here, we're going to move through Trikonasana into Ardha Chandrasana. So inhale, press the front leg straight. Make your way into triangle pose. So a couple of breaths here. Bring your top hand to your hip, put a bend in the front knee. Take your gaze just beyond your front toes. And then shift your weight coming into Ardha Chandrasana. So both legs have a lot of action here. Pressing into ball of that top foot. Slightly internally rotate the hips so you keep lots of space through the lower back. If it's accessible, stacking shoulders, reaching for your fingertips and even taking your gaze to the ceiling. If you feel really wobbly today, you can take yourself and do this pose against a wall. That's a really beautiful and supportive way to practice this shape. If you feel pretty steady and you want a little bit extra, you can bend your top knee, taking hand to foot, foot to hand, and then pressing away, curling the upper body back, just like we did in Twisted Monkey earlier. And then gently release. Bring the gaze to the floor, square the hips. Keep the toes pointing down, coming into standing splits, which for most of us doesn't actually look like a split. And then bend that right knee. Take a long step to the back of the mat. Bring the back knee to the floor and press down to lift up, low lunge. Anjali Asana. And release the hands. Step back, downward facing dog. And check out the back of the head. Hopefully starting to feel a lot warmer in your legs now. So really power up the upper inner thighs. Press them back to give you more traction and length through your spine. Like you're taking more weight back into heels. You can even maybe lift your toes, give them a wiggle. And then we'll do all that on the second side. I'm just going to spin around so you can see. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, draw it in, press down. Warrior two. So just a couple of breaths here. Inhale, press that front leg to straight. Lean into the fingertips, coming into Trikonasana. So again, to come into Ardha Chandrasana, bring that top hand to the hip, gaze to the floor, bend the front knee, and float. Reconnecting to that strength of both legs. So this bottom thigh keeps drawing up into the hip socket. Top leg is really strong, so you're pressing into the ball of the foot. Again, I'd like to just very slightly internally rotate that leg so I get a broadness through the lower back and the hips. Shoulders are stacked. You can gaze to the ceiling. If you took the option on the first side, you can reach for your foot. Keep pressing foot into the hand, hand into the foot. Heel and hip is even. Start to curl through the chest like you're taking just a tiny baby back bend. And then very gently release. Come back, Ardha Chandrasana. Gaze to the floor, square the hips. Couple of breaths in standing splits. So both toes facing to the top of the nail, back toes pointing down to the floor. Lengthening the belly out and over. As I said, for most of us, it's not probably going to be a split shape, which is fine. Bend that front knee. Take a long step to the back of the mat. That back knee comes down. It's down to lift up. And then gently release. Step back. Your choice. You take one final vinyasa coming into plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, Bhujangasana or upward facing dog. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. And then bring knees wide, big toes together. Belly, chest, and forehead to the floor. Child's pose. Take rest. Inhale, lift your gaze. And then make your way into your bottom. And then all the way down onto your back. So put a bend in your knees. So we've done a lot of beautiful opening work through the hip flexors, psoas, which is a deep hip flexor, goes through the pelvis into the lower back. So we're going to come into bridge pose, and then I'll give you the option to come into Urdhva Dhanurasana if you would like. So to start with, line heels up with the outer hips. Inhale, lifting the pelvis, coming up to bridge. The pressure in the shoulders, in the back of the head. Strong press down into both feet, particularly the big toe side of the foot. If that feels quite comfortable for you, you can interlock the fingers underneath, roll to the top of the shoulders, and then start to extend the chest towards the chin. Keep the legs strong and keep lifting the tailbone towards the knees. And then very gently release, coming down, upper back, mid back, lower back, sacrum. Take one hand to the heart, one to the belly, just a couple of breaths here. Alright, second round. So you can take that option again. Satyavadasana bridge. You'd like to come into a deeper back bend. Take your hands either side of your shoulders. Make sure your shoulders, elbows and wrists are bowed in line. On your inhale, press down to lift up just to the top of your head. Unless you're super open, then go for it. If you're like me, it takes a little bit of coaxing and work to get into a back bend. So from here, I'm going to press up. So the legs are working, hamstrings are on, glutes are on. Keep drawing the elbows to midline, shoulder blades soften onto the back. To extend the chest away from the feet. Get a little more space, you can come right up onto the balls of the feet, roll the upper inner thighs back, and then let the heels come back to the floor. Again, to come out of it, tuck the chin, coming down with lots of control. Take the opposite hand to heart, one to belly, just a couple of breaths. It's a beautiful feeling that you get after a back bend. You feel kind of glittery. Really nice. Like it's the central nervous system essentially getting a bit of stimulation and waking up. Alright, third and final round. So either of those options, again, using your breath to lift you up into the shape. Usually what happens, you'll feel there's a little bit more space on this final back bend. And then once again, gently release. One hand to the heart, one to the belly. You can take your feet a little wider, let your knees roll in. You might even be able to get quiet enough so you can feel the beating and pulse of your heart through your body. Lengthen out your left leg. Lift your right leg, interlock the fingers underneath. Press the thigh into the hands, hands into the thigh. Like you're pressing your thigh bone down. A little bit of action in this lower leg. This is a really nice way to release the lower back after any back bending. And gently release, swap sides. And get action with both legs are active here. And then it's this really deliberate press of that thigh bone down into the hand. And gently release. Coming into Supta Padangusthasana. So if you do have any issues with your lower back, feel free to keep a bend in the leg that's grounded. Otherwise, straighten the left leg. Press the ball of the right foot to the sky. And then hook your thumbs either around the big toe. If that's not accessible, use a strap or you can use a piece of clothing to wrap around the ball of the foot, essentially just to make your arm longer. So both hips are even. I always take my opposite hand to the opposite hip so I can gauge when that hip starts to move. We want the hips to stay square, which means we have to keep the legs strong. When you're ready, open that right leg out to the right. So just until you feel a stretch, so you might move a little way or a long way, it doesn't matter. Again, this grounded leg is working, so this leg is pressing down into the floor, and I'm pressing and extending into the ball of the foot. Inhale, come back to center. Drop your hands on your big toe or on your strap. Tuck your thumb into that crease where the thigh and the waist meet. Press down like you're giving yourself just an inch more waist. And then take the leg across the body. This will feel beautiful on your lower back, especially if you're like me, you've got that tendency to get really tight through the lower back. This stretch is something I do probably most days. Inhale, come back to center. Tuck that knee into the chest. And then we'll swap sides. So this time it's the right leg, straight and active. Left piece fingers wrap around the big toe, or using your strap or piece of clothing. Again, make both legs active, so you're pressing into the ball of the foot as you start to open and extend that left leg to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Tuck your hands on the foot or on the strap. Tuck that right thumb into that crease where your thigh and waist meet. Press down as you gently take the leg across the body. It doesn't always move far. Sometimes you only have to move it like an inch and you think, oh, that's a strong sensation. So let your body soften into whatever shape is accessible for you today. It will be different every time you come to your yoga mat. Part of our practice is, to meet ourselves where we're at. Inhale, come back to center. Put that left knee into the chest. And just pick one last shape that feels nice in your body where you're working symmetrically. So you might want to just hug your knees into your chest. You might want to take happy baby pose. You might want to take Supta Padangusthasana, soles of the feet together. Just take a shape that working evenly on both sides and it feels restful and balanced in your body. And then from there, You can make your way into Shavasana. Again, any lower back issues, keep a bend in your knees, take your feet wide, and let your knees rock into the centre. Otherwise, feet mat width apart, palms open, closing down the eyes if you haven't already. Before you allow yourself to fully drop into this sense of surrender and acceptance that is Shavasana, take a big inhale, fill right up. Open the mouth, let it out. And allowing your breath to return to normal, so no effort. Make your next breath just a little deeper. If you're at home and you've got time to spend a little longer in Shavasana, I invite you to do so and stay where you are. If you do have to bring yourself back into the day, you can just start to slowly move your fingers and toes. Maybe even turn your head side to side. Draw your knees into your chest. And legs have to roll to the right. So just like you're tucked up in bed, keep that softness, that sense of surrender. Moving nice and slow. Take weight into your hands and press yourself up to a comfortable seat. So coming back to where we began. And once more, take a hand to the heart, a hand to the belly. Just breathe here. Filling up these feeling centers with breath, with prana. Using each exhale as an opportunity to soften. And finally, bringing your hands to your heart at Prayer Namaskar, bowing your head in gratitude to your practice this morning or this afternoon, wherever you might be practicing. Remembering to be mindful of our thoughts as energy follows intention, to be mindful of our words, what is power in what we speak, and to be mindful of the heart, the power of love and the power of forgiveness. Namaste.